Hi there, my name is Sandra from createinspain, and today I am using Vectornator, which is a free vector drawing app, and I want to show you how to add an offset line to a ready-made image, or indeed one you've drawn yourself. The offset feature is a new one in Vectornator. I meant to cover it a while ago, but I've been away. I had all my videos scheduled, and so I'm a little bit late putting this one out. Top left, we have a little button here which will get you into different menus in Vectornator. So when you open up Vectornator, you may see pictures like this, or you may have a screen like this. So you can access your iCloud Drive. There are lots of learning materials that you can access for Vectornator. There's Vectornator News, and there are settings where you can alter your preferences and things like that. I'm going to switch that back again. So I have an image here which I picked up from Pixabay. Great resource for nice free images, and really great if I'm doing demonstrations as well. So you've got some basic drawing tools on the left hand side and node tools as well. So you've got the selection, you've got nodes, you've got cutting, you've got a pen, you've got a pencil, you've got a brush, you've got text, you've got a few different shapes, you've got an eraser, and this shows you whether you have an outside line and a fill. You have various control tabs across the top here, including going backwards and forwards, your view in percentage, you've got your settings, you've got your exporting, saving to wherever it is you want to save, you've got cutting, copying and pasting, that sort of stuff. You've got the bin there. Now on the right hand side you've got the question mark, which enables you to access further help, and it tells you how to access different forms of help as well. And then we have the main controls, which relate to whatever tool it is you're using, what you're doing at the time. So the menus on these will vary according to what you are doing. Now, the first one happens to be the brush, which is the style, the appearance, your line thickness, the opacity, all those sorts of things. And indeed, if you've got arrows on the end of lines, what sort of arrows you have on the end of your lines, and all these sorts of things. Then we have the arranging, which is basically lining things up, moving things up and down, grouping, ungrouping, masking, distributing, and so on and so forth. Then we have paths. Now this is for your Boolean path functions. Now if you're using a cutting machine, you should be familiar, or at least make yourself familiar with Boolean paths. Boolean paths are where you have overlapping objects, you add objects together, you subtract objects, you make new shapes out of more than one object, all those sorts of things. Then you have your layer tab, and then you have your plus, which allows you to add layers and various other things to it. And I am going to go back into here. So basically these are all the controls, and if you've got too many controls it will simply slide up and down like so. Now the first thing that I need to do with this particular image is select it, and I want to resize it. And I want to resize it because I can't really put a cut line around here without falling off the page. So I'm going to resize that and just put it there. Nice and easy. Okay. So I want to go to my layers, and I have layer 1, and if I slide over to the left I can duplicate that layer. Now my bottom layer I am going to lock because I don't want anything to happen to that layer, and I'm going to work on the layer above. Now I can turn off the layer underneath it, and this is the layer I'm working on, and the other one is safe. The other one's not going anywhere. So I don't have any paths here. This is just a drawing. Okay, so there's no vector paths here. So I want to make some paths. I want to go to my paintbrush and I want to trace it. Now I have got a video on tracing, and I will link that down below, so please look at that if you don't know how to do tracing already in Vectornator. Very important that you know how to do your tracing. Now there are two different modes for tracing, and it automatically comes up as photography. I don't want that, I want the sketch mode. Not going to alter anything else whatsoever, I'm just going to go auto trace. And here's my trace. Now if I just select all this and I go to my paths, I want to separate them. And don't worry about the fill, that's immaterial. And then I want the one on the far left side because I want all these paths to be joined up, and basically I just want one line. And that's fine. Now if I want to get rid of the colour, the black in there, all I need to do is put a stroke on here and take away the fill. And there we have it. So now I have an outside line around my actual drawing. But if I want an offset to it, I have one more step to take. And this is right down the bottom, offset path. And this is so easy, it is absolutely stunningly easy. I can just drag my offset to wherever I so wish. Now, I've put it in this close because I've now got that little line in there, which is going to take a chunk out if I leave it in place. Okay. Now, I can select it without any difficulty, and I can remove it. Now, my path has disappeared because I didn't confirm that I wanted that path. Okay, so if I select this again, go to offset path, and drag this down. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now to confirm it, I need to create offset path, and that will actually set it in place for me. Okay, that's why it disappeared the first time. I didn't confirm it. So now if I want to, I can keep that offset path. I can select the interior one and I can send that to the dustbin. And I have my offset line here. My picture is still here, I just need to switch it on, like that. And lo and behold, I have my picture and I have my outside line, and I can export that as an SVG and send it to wherever it is that I want it to go. When it comes to exporting, if I tap on the little box with the arrow here, you can see what you can do. You can send it to files, Illustrator if you want it, send it to the cloud. You can save it in the Vectornator format as a JPEG, a PNG, a PDF or an SVG. You can send it to Adobe Illustrator, you can save the image, you can print it, you can do whatever you want to do to it in the same way that you can with any other app. And that's it, done. Now considering that Vectornator is free for gratis, nada, you pay zilch, nothing at all for it, this is absolutely brilliant. It isn't an app I would use for doing my drawings because I use Procreate. I know how to use Procreate and I do all sorts of fancy brushes and things in it. And Procreate is not a vector app, it's a pixel type app. It's a non-vector. So I draw in non-vector format, export as PNGs 9 times out of 10. But if I want to apply an outside line on it without using my computer, my laptop, this is brilliant. It does it for me so easily. Thank you so much, Vectornator. I'm thrilled. Okay, that is it. As I said, go take a look at the link down below for my other one, which shows you the trace function in a little more detail. And I will see you again soon. Take care now.